Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Gurureva Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Chinmayam Vyapiyat Sarvam, Trailokyam Sacharacharam, Tatpadam Darshitam Yena, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagat Gurum. Krishnam Vande Jagat Gurum. But when I wake up and know that water was also me only. Now also when you talk about merging with God, no, that'll be nothing. Yeah. No, you'll become everything. This is called as Brahma Yajna. This is the yajna of a realized master who sees Brahman everywhere. Every object of offering is Brahman. To one who it is being offered is Brahman. The one who is offering also is Brahman only. तो कौन किसके लिए कर रहा है? There is no ego in such a person's action. There is no other in that person's action. And look at our Rishi culture. This highest knowledge is given when you eat every meal. Why is it chanted? Because even for a sannyasi, even for those who have come to a spiritual camp, even those who are not indulging on social media and, movies, televisions, or unnecessary talk, or also going outside and eating pakoras. 3 times a day they have to eat meal, even for sustenance. And that meal has to pass through your tongue. Even for a sannyasi. It has to pass through the tongue. And for a hungry person, even khichdi is tasty. Isn't it? For those who missed their flight and had to come by car, and we gave them packaged food. That was very delicious, but cold food also is delicious. Lest you get attached to the pleasure. And your eating also becomes a yajna and leads you to meditation. That the food in front of you is Brahman. In the 9th chapter, it is said, Bhagavan says, it is me. The fire in it which is digested, that's why 15th chapter of the Gita. Aham Vaishvanaro Bhutva Praninam Deham Ashritaha Pranapana Samayukta Pachamyannam Chatur. Without consciousness, can you digest? Dead person, you try to put food inside. See what will happen. No? That in all our activities, we remember that everything in this universe is Brahman. To whom it is being offered is also Brahman. So that our mind does not go onto the pleasure, then its desires, etc. And therefore what happens is, when you think it is God only that has come in that form, there is no likes and dislikes. Annam nanindya. I don't like this. There are many people who don't even get that. No? That's why, see, our whole culture is built with this knowledge. Now, we to just wait for Brahma Arpanam to be chanted so that we can eat quickly. Just mechanically we do it. But Guruji tells us of one place. Guruji had gone to some home for Bhiksha. There, one little girl, Guruji said, sit beside here and eat here because it's quite late. So we make the children actually sit there and eat. And children also do that. They want to come and eat with us, because they know the adults, if they're on the dining table also, they won't allow the Swami to eat. And they will only talk about their problems, या जिसको पंजाबी कहते हैं घिसी पिटी बातें करते रहते हैं. So this little girl was sitting there, and then came, they think the Swami is, dudi, karela, yeah, chok bina dal. Yeah. So whatever, some karela came or bangan came, and children generally don't like, it's an age thing, When you start liking karela, you have aged. Because children will not eat karela. Karela means what, these English speaking, Kerala. Not the Kerala state. Yeah. So karela, bitter gourd. So that came, and there were other dishes also. So when somebody put in her plate, so Guruji just said, and they had just done Brahmarpanam, and Guruji just said that, beta, if you don't like it, you don't eat it. I mean, for children to eat karela, there are so many other dishes. And that girl was a Bal Vihar child, and that's why you see the importance of it. She said, Bal Vihar, Swamiji, we are taught, that this food is God. How can I not like it? This is called as knowledge. Not that we study and give discourses, So that even in food, you should not get attached. It is not only after a ritual what you get as prasad. That food that has come to you is prasad. And when there is no likes and dislikes, you will eat the right food which is nutritious for you, the right amount that is given to you. See, that is why we chant this beautiful mantra during food, but it is not only for eating food. You see what level of meaning is there. Now, after having said that, now Bhagwan points out 12 yagyas, which means sadhanas. And all yagyas are for exhausting, eliminating, or sublimating our vasanas. Then only knowledge can take place without any prejudice and colorations or misunderstandings. And this is the beauty of the Bhagavad Gita, where not only the karma or the havan is called as yajna, that is also yajna. Puja is also yajna. But in the yajna, the spirit, don't forget, gratitude, offering, acceptance, sharing, and the attitude, idam na mama, no doership. This is not mine. Because when possession is gone, doership will also go. Maya is gone, doership will also go. Now Bhagwan, in the language of yajna, is pointing out various different, and in short, every action of ours is not yajna, but can be made into a yajna. Because these things must be there for yajna. That to someone something is dedicated, offered with the attitude, it is not mine. Now Bhagavan lists these yajnas, and therefore all of these yajnas pretty much you have been practicing during this camp itself, and some of them are not something that takes time, it can be integrated. But people follow and take up one sadhana, and whatever one sadhana you take up, even if it's just one of them, but with this yajna spirit, then it gives you purification of mind. But in that way, what Krishna is pointing out, and another thing, look at the universality, that different people practice different things to reach the same goal, which is eliminating their likes, dislikes, the agitations of the mind, making the mind single-pointed, which is all preparation to gain knowledge. And even if you have gained knowledge, to abide in that knowledge, to make it your own realization. Clear? Now these sadhanas are mentioned, and since some of them have been already taught to you, I don't need to elaborately explain it, but the principle I will explain. Again, let's not worry about the language, which is in the language of yajna. That what is to be offered to which and which is to offered, I will tell you the technique of it. It's given in the language of yajna. Don't get confused about it. Which prana is to offer to which prana. No? You're already doing it. So even all this has been there. It's given in the beautiful language of the metaphor. And for the Vedic students for whom yajna means havan is the karma for purification of mind, or it is dharma, or it is kartavya, it is duty, when they are doing it, then how even your breathing can become a yajna. Your eating can become a yajna. And when it is a yajna, when it is done with the right attitude, and then it gives you the elimination of your vasana, the calmness of your mind, the integration of your mind and intellect, which makes it meditation, contemplation worthy for knowledge. Clear? When you walk Nehru Road properly, then you reach Gandhi Road. Okay? So these sadhana yajnas are pointed out, and in that this Brahma Yajna is also added in it to show the glory of Yajna. That's not an exclusive Yajna, but it is included in it also as a sadhana, how we can practice it, that we will explain to you. Now, as you listen to it, at least one practice that you have been taught here, that you have been doing, you've been taught all of them pretty much, including dieting. All of these have been taught. As I said, some you need to take time to do it. Others are integrated in all your activities. But be dedicated at least to one sadhana without any compromise. Whether it is puja, whether it is japa, but all of them, it is only Bhagavad Prityartham, that for, as an offering, for the love of God, and for chitta shuddhi, for the purification of my mind. Now all that you are also studying in Mana Shodhana. Which virtues you can replace your unwanted or extroverted qualities. All this that you are studying now, don't just be inspired by it. Be inspired to take up one such sadhana. But the idea is to point out that every action of yours can be made into a yajna. And different people follow different activity according to their temperament, according to what is available for them, or even on different paths. But all of them are only for purification of the mind. So different. And therefore, Hindus are the only one who have got so many paths and have got no conflict with any paths. Yeah? And everybody else has got conflict with them. When even their path has come from there only. No? If this knowledge, these practices, you do properly, at least your generations later will understand the significance and see the effect of it. Like that, 1,000 such yajnas, not only with their ritualistic form, even various upasanas, thousands of upasanas are pointed out in the Vedas itself. So, these are just 12 listing them that Arjuna could easily practice. Another beauty which I am going to tell you now only, that we think that I'll do puja, then I have to do. You see, your one puja, even your pranayama is included or not? They've been taught, no? In puja, pranayama also step. Asan, you sit there without movement. That is the purpose of asanas. Seva, what is puja? It's seva only, isn't it? Charity. All these, everything comes, each of our sadhana, most of our sadhana integrates everything. You don't have to spread separate time for it. In puja, when you do pranayama, you don't have to do long hours of pranayama. So, just giving you a hint of what our knowledge system is that integrates with everything, including your breathing, your eating, your diet, everything. So it is not that something very different you have to do. You have to just do everything which will also give you good health and which will also lead you spiritually. No? Once you have understood this, then don't think, oh, it's difficult. Oh, you know what, I've got a lot of duties to do. Make your duty itself into your sadhana. Make it into a yajna. So now these 12 forms of yajnas are pointed out.
Daivameva pare yajnam yoginah paryupasate brahmagnava pare yajnam yajnenaivopajuhvati
Apare sam devam eva yajnam. They perform deva yajna, and with that paryupasate, perform or they worship through deva yajna. Deva yajna is what you have been doing as puja or even as havan. There is an altar, a devata, a form, and therefore whether it is the various devatas or you take your ishta devata in a particular form and you worship, whether it is yajna or puja. So some through regular puja they do it. Now puja also is of two types. In the beginning, it is murti puja. Just like in your education, in the laboratory what you do, then afterwards in your industry you have to do it. No? And now you know puja has got all these steps of yajna, and it is seva. It is your seva to the Lord. Now, when you do this puja, then the part of the puja is that in the end, the prasad, you are taught not to have any likes and dislikes. And whatever is the prasad, whether you go for langar, whether you go anywhere, it's so delicious. It may not be made also just as you would like it. But if you take it with that attitude of prasad, then what happens? You enjoy. I used to tell people, no, that I used to go to the Gurdwara on one of the Jayantis of, or one of the birthdays of, the Gurus, and then we used to make rotis. Never made roti at home. Very patriotic rotis, like the map of India. And next day we only used to go and serve, and you could recognize your unique roti. Yeah. At home, if that Punjabi would get it, that kind of paratha. Or in the dhaba, you would get it. You know what he would have done, right? Here. Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru. I was really used to think, my roti is so good. Because minus is there, Yeah. What gives us joy is the attitude of our mind. So that's why after every puja, the prasad is so important. It is the prasad buddhi that you get. And then from murti puja, which means there you have no likes and dislikes, no? Then, even as a devotees, for those who came for the camp at the end of the years, the Gopi Geet, the gopis, while doing all their duties, while they made their butter, Krishna, Krishna, while they milked the cows, Krishna, 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 that wherever they saw in the clouds of the sky, they saw Krishna. In the blueness of the sky, they saw Krishna. They saw his curly hair in the clouds. Where is it? Their eyes were only fixed on Krishna. You begin to see your Ishta in everyone. Chalo, you don't understand this. Laila Majnu ki kahani to aati hai na? You get fascinated with Laila Majnu, no, it's gopis, you don't know. One day Majnu was found holding one bhass, a buffalo. So somebody said, Majnu, that's why he's called Majnu. His name was Kes, but they called him Majnu. What are you doing hugging a buffalo? He said, and he's doing Laila, Laila, Laila. If Laila saw him hugging a buffalo and calling her Laila, yeah, because most Lailas these days, you know how offended she would get. So people asked him, Are Majnu, why are you hugging a buffalo as Laila? Because Laila was dark in complexion, no? Yeah. Just like Krishna. Kala. So he saw a black buffalo. He hugged a black buffalo as Laila. Because he sees, when you are in love with someone, okay, chalo, you don't understand this, but as mothers tell me, anybody shows their child's photo, you also show. You go shopping also for your handbags, but you will buy something for your children or grandchildren, no? Even if you go to a party, which mother here has not done this? Even there, she takes out a paper napkin, if not even a tissue, some of the tempuras. And she's not even ashamed about it. Because all the mothers are doing the same thing. If it's not tempuras, it's pakoras. Tempura is nothing but Japanese pakoda, right? Why you come back to pakoda? That's called as vasanas. Repeated. That's how you. Therefore, repeatedly you have to check it. Puts in the purse and brings it. There also she's seeing only her child. Then it becomes Kirti Puja. Lokmanya Tilak's sister came and asked his brother, please do something. My son has become a teenager and he doesn't do his daily sandhya worship. He doesn't do that. And when I tell him to do, puja, mothers, what do they say? Why should I do it? If I say God will make you pass your examination, that will pass with my own effort. I'm a clever boy. No, God will make you good. So he says that my uncle, Mama is so good. I don't see him worshipping. So she then said that, you are not worshipping. So he says, why should I worship? So he took his nephew, took him to the balcony. And he says, mother is saying to do puja. Why don't you do it? Yeah, but why? Actually, when your friends tell you to, you don't ask why. Mother is telling you to do it. Then why don't you just do it? Either mother says that I'll become good, but you are so good, I don't see you worshipping. He said, who says I'm not worshipping? The sky is my dome. The Gopuram of my temple. Yeah? This earth is its platform. And all these people are my living gods. And my seva to them is my worship. What is worship? It is doing seva to the deity in the form of a symbol or an idol. This is called as Deva Yajna. Therefore, puja, when it is done to the world as the form of the Lord. It is Karma Yoga only, isn't it? See? Then the next, there are others who in the fire of Brahman, language again, as I said, who in the fire of Brahman, which means fire itself is Brahman, Yagyam Yagyena Eva Upajuvati. And they offer in Brahman all the offerings. Meaning is what we have already explained, Brahmarpanam, Brahmahavir. Which means seeing everything as that Satchidananda Brahman, and constant attempt that when we start seeing our own body, mind and intellect, I am not this, I am not this, I am not this, and constantly reminding yourself that I am Brahman. Everyone is Brahman. Everything is Brahman. Now, even though this is Brahma Yajna already explained to you, but even as an attempt for a sadhaka who has some knowledge to constantly remind yourself that I am not the doer. Mano buddhya hankar chittani naham nacha shrotra jigve nacha grana netre nacha vyoma bhumir na tejo na vayu chidananda rupa shivoham shivoham chidananda rupa shivoham shivoham. Constantly remembers this. Such a person is performing Brahma Yajna. And Brahma Yajna is said here in praise of the following, compared to the following yajnas, is praise that's for added here. But for a sadhaka, constant reminder that Brahman alone is, even in the midst of all your activities. I am not doing for anybody else. For whom I am doing is Brahman. Yeah? The one who is doing is not this body, mind and intellect. The doer also in reality is Brahman. No? Like that, the sadhana should be done. And how is that sadhana done? तुझ में राम, मुझ में राम, सब में राम समाया, सबसे कर लो प्यार जगत में कोई नहीं पराया. These are simple things, just change of attitude and everything becomes a yajna. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.